let's talk about the worst, biggest, whatever you want to call it, Walt Disney World vacation planning mistakes that I see families make all the time. Let's get to it. Everybody, it is Brayden Foster from Magic Land Vacation to Travel Planning Genies. You know we love helping families like you save time, save stress, save hassle, and create extra magic on those Disney and Universal destination vacations and more. We don't just play Disney and Universal, but today I wanted to talk about something that is like, it drives me crazy. I see families make the same mistakes when it comes to planning their Walt Disney World vacations over and over and over again. I see it on message boards, I see it on forums, I see questions on YouTube that people ask me. People who decide not to use travel agent services sometimes message us after they've made some of these mistakes, and they drive me insane. And not only do I help families not to do this, but I also teach travel professionals how to help families not to make these mistakes. And if you're watching, I don't want you to make any of these mistakes. So we're going to talk about the 8 biggest Walt Disney World planning mistakes today in this video. You don't want to miss this. If this is your first time joining us, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of our amazing video and content. Also check out our Travel Genie fan club where we do giveaways all year long, and we post different content in there because it's a private VIP Facebook group. Okay, so number one, now this is in kind of an order of like not as big a mistake to like, please don't do this, okay? So the first one that we see a lot of people do is they don't get Memory Maker. Now, Memory Maker, if you're not familiar with it, is basically the PhotoPass service for Walt Disney World where you can download your pictures. And I see a lot of people like they just want to save like the $200 or $169 if you do it in advance for their trip because they can use their smartphones. But you miss out on so much incredible stuff when you make this mistake. First of all, if you've seen any of those superimposed pictures, whether it's the Hitchhiking Ghost from the Haunted Mansion or Tinkerbell or the Chipmunks or any of your favorite Disney characters that are superimposed, that is what you need, okay? You need to have Memory Maker in order to get that. Plus, we're also talking about on-ride photos, on-ride video now. A lot of the rides have on-ride videos. And then, more importantly, the zoom shots. These zoom shots that Disney keeps coming out with are absolutely amazing. If you know what the zoom shot is, it starts off really far away, zooms in on you, and then zooms out. I just can't get enough of like, you just need to get Memory Maker. I don't know why people don't get Memory Maker. It's completely worth it. Now, you don't have to have everybody in your package to have Memory Maker. Like if you're a family of 5 or 6, you know, and you guys have 2 rooms and you're always going to be with one another in the parks, you only need to purchase it for one package. That can save you a little bit of money that way. But please, get Memory Maker. It's totally worth it. Not budgeting for at least one sit-down meal. Okay, I actually had a conversation with a family that recently that is planning a trip, and they were like, well, we think we just want to do quick service because that'll save us some money. Yes, if you do quick service the whole entire vacation and no sit-down, yes, it will save you some money. But at least budget for one. At least budget for one sit down. And here's why. The sit down restaurants at Walt Disney World are so incredibly immersive in the environments that you can go and enjoy. You just check out a bunch of our dining room videos that we have on Walt Disney World. You can see what I'm talking about. But more importantly, if you don't have a budget where you can do multiple sit-down restaurants, at least do a character dining meal. Like seriously, just do a character dining meal. Like I could do a whole video on why you should do a character dining meal, and I'll just run through it really quickly. But first of all, you're guaranteed to meet more than one character. 2, they come to you, you're not waiting in line. 3, you're inside an air conditioning. 4, it's gonna be a really nice themed environment. And 5, it's just super fun, and it's something your kids, or even if it's just like you and your boo, okay, you will never forget. It's just a different experience. So you gotta budget at least for one sit-down table service meal. Not planning your day for your family. There are a lot of YouTubers. There are a lot of blogs out there. There's a lot of news websites. You have Disney Food Blog. You have Disney Tourist Blog. You have Walt Disney World News Today. Like, there's a lot of information about Walt Disney World that you guys can use to plan for your vacations, but it doesn't do any good if that's not what your family wants to do, if that doesn't resonate for you and your family. And this is one of the reasons why I really love helping families plan their vacations, and all of our agents love helping families plan their vacations, is we ask them, what is important to you? If you don't care about riding Guardians of the Galaxy when it comes out because you're not a roller coaster person, getting a lightning lane is not gonna matter to you, right? And I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions when it comes to planning any kind of vacation, really, is that people read everything on blogs and websites and they just automatically assume that because everybody is telling them to do that, that it's good for them and their family, without actually stopping and thinking about, like, is this something my kids want to do? Is this something I want to do? Is this something that's really important to us? And so that's a classic mistake that I see so many people making. Not starting your hotel search by looking, if you're staying on property, looking at Skyliner Resort hotels. If you have not been to Walt Disney World since the Skyliner first opens, it is, without a doubt, the easiest form of transportation to get to the parks. And I know there's a lot of people out there that maybe you've grown up being a huge monorail fan, and the reason why I like the Skyliner over the monorail personally is because it's quicker, okay? The line sometimes does look really scary, but it moves really fast. And the thing about both the monorail and the Skyliner, as opposed to taking the buses, is that there's no traffic, right? On the monorail, just does the monorail route, and the Skyliner just goes on the Skyliner. It actually goes over all the traffic, so it's quicker usually than taking the bus transportation. But here's the huge difference between taking the Skyliner versus taking the monorail, because some people are like, no, the monorail resorts are better than the Skyliner. When it comes to loading and unloading EVCs and wheelchairs, it is a process to do on both buses, and it is a process to do on the monorails. Like, literally, I have watched it take 10 to 15 minutes to have somebody safely and securely loaded with their EVC onto a bus. And a lot of the stations where they have monorails loading the EVC, they have like one ramp. So if you have 3 EVCs, it is a process and can really slow down on you getting to your resort. So I'm a huge fan of the Skyliner Resort Hotels because of the ease of access to get to Hollywood Studios and Epcot. Those are the 2 parks right now that have the newest attractions overall at Walt Disney World, especially with Guardians coming out in 2022 over at Epcot. So people not investing in Genie Plus, all right? Now, I'm not gonna litigate whether Disney should or should not be charging for FastPass. That is their decision. What I love to do is help people like you maximize your vacation, okay? And I have always been a fan of MaxPass at Disneyland. I did love MaxPass at Disneyland. I do love Genie Plus, but I see a lot of people who are not using it. And here's the thing, when you compare the cost of Genie Plus to, say, Express Pass at Universal, it is way more affordable at Disney World than it is for Express Pass, unless you're staying at Premier Resort at Universal Orlando. honestly, I think a lot of people don't know how to use Genie Plus properly, which is like a really big thing. So we always recommend Genie Plus because I've used it. I know how to maximize it. I know how to get the most out of it. I'm gonna do a whole nother video on the biggest mistakes that I see when people are using Genie Plus. But that's something that we love helping our families that we plan for do, is maximizing Genie Plus, because if you know how to use it properly, it really will reduce your wait time. Now, I did have some people, specifically, we had families traveling during the holidays, during Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I did tell them, I said, look, Genie Plus is still gonna reduce your wait time, but it's not gonna reduce your wait time like it would during a slower season, okay? But that's just like any other time when you actually had regular fast passes. You think about regular fast passes where you use your initial 3 and you get one after another. When the parks are more crowded, there was less availability. So there's not really that huge difference there between regular fast pass prior to Genie Plus and Genie Plus now. You know, if you're going during a heavier, busier season, you're not gonna get as many Genie Plus selections as you would on a much slower day. Not using rope drop. I know that it can be a challenge to get the kiddos up and ready into the park, but here's the thing. Rope drop saves you so much time waiting in line because you beat so many other families there, and a lot of people just don't know that you can actually get to inside the parks actually before the designated opening time. And I'm not talking about just people staying on Disney property, because yes, they get early access. That 30 minutes does make a really big difference. Trust me, it does. But you have to remember that Disney, because of all the crowds waiting to get in, they actually let people in earlier, and rope drop is actually going towards the different lanes where cast members have a rope, and then the rope is dropped. Sometimes they drop the rope 15 minutes before scheduled park time. Sometimes it's 5 minutes, sometimes it's right at the time. But the point is, if you can knock out 2 or 3 really busy rides at the beginning of your day, that is a huge leg up on maximizing your time for the whole rest of your day at that park. And I'm gonna add to this that a lot of people don't do the equivalent of rope drop, which is staying till park close at night when a lot of people have already left the park. There is way reduced wait times towards the very end of the park. You can look at Disney Tourist Blog and a whole lot of other bloggers and YouTubers who talk about this, but it is a fact, okay? So a lot of families I see not doing this. Not monitoring your vacation package for new deals. This is one of the biggest reasons why people love working with us, is because we monitor your vacation package to see when Disney puts out a new deal, if it will save you money, if it won't save you money, and you're just going about your life, and chances are you probably miss it. Most people who book their Disney vacation, when they book their Disney vacation, they book it and they never check to see if a better deal has become available. And the thing is, Disney very quietly releases the deals. So if you're not on blogs, if you're not a travel professional, if you don't know what's up, you are probably gonna miss it. And the only way for that new deal to be applied is you actually have to ask Disney to apply it. So we see a lot of families that just leave money on the table because they didn't even know a new deal came out, and they didn't even know they could ask to have it applied, or to ask to have it applied. Last week, we say one family $700, another family $200, another family $300, another family $500. I could go on and on, but it depends on the resort category and whether it'll save you money or not. But the thing is, Disney, every quarter, usually about every quarter, like in business, is when they release these new deals, new packages, and the only way to know if it'll save you money is to actually ask and see. And a lot of people just leave money on the table. And you're already investing a lot in your vacation, so why don't you want to maximize your budget, right? All right, now this is the biggest planning mistake that we see all the time. And that is waiting to book. I don't know why so many people wait to book. I think a lot of people wait to book because it's of some fear, right? So like they're afraid if they put down the deposit, they won't get their money back. They're afraid that if they choose a resort category, they can't change it. They're afraid that If something happens and they need to reschedule, it won't work out. But like for Disney World, as long as you make your change before your final payment date on your package, which is 30 days out, as long as you make the change before that, there's no fee. You can get a full refund, and the deposit is only $200. A lot of people think the deposit is like some exorbitant amount of money, but it's really not. And the thing is, you have so much flexibility to change how many people are in the room depending upon room occupancy, changing the number of days you have park tickets based on your nights, modifying that, modifying your resort, changing a different package, moving your travel dates. Like, there's so much. But the thing is so many people wait till they have exactly how many people are gonna come and exactly what their travel dates are gonna be, that they end up shooting themselves in the foot, because then they decide they have all their T's crossed and I's dotted, and they decide to plan their vacation, and then there's no availability in the resort category that they want. And that's happened so many times in November, December, people planning spring break. So if you're watching this, you want to plan spring break, just know there's availability, but it's not going to be like the top tier places unless people start canceling, which some people do cancel 30 days out. So you do have that going for you. But the thing is, you don't want to wait to book. This is like the classic, biggest, worst mistake that I see people making all of the time. And I just don't want that to happen to you, all right? If you like this video, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and hope you found this very informative. Those are the 8 biggest planning mistakes we see people make all the time for Walt Disney World.
Thank you guys so much for watching one of our another amazing videos. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already, so you don't miss any of our amazing new videos. We are Magicland Vacations Disney and Universal Travel Planning experts. And make sure, if you haven't already, check out our website, magiclandvacations.com. There you can schedule a consultation with one of our amazing experts. And guess what? We do way more than just Disney and Universal Vacations, so definitely want to check us out there. Also, make sure you go to our private Facebook group, Travel Genie Fan Club, where we do giveaways and trivia contests every single month. And of course, I have 2 other amazing videos for you to watch. One right over here and one right over there. One right there and one right there. I think I would start with that one, or maybe that one, or maybe that one.